Warning, this video is in no way connected or canon to the art book series. Do not regard it as canon. This is not real. Also, this is a school project and should be regarded as one of my worst videos. So there is absolutely no effort going into this at all. This video is also supposed to not be serious at all in the slightest. Do not regard this as serious at all. Please, don't. Please. Hello, and welcome to my history show. I am your host, Darkness Productions, and today I'm going to be teaching you about the history of the animosity between Russia and Ukraine. But before we get to that point, we have to go back in time so we can figure out how all of this began in the first place. We start with the collapse of the Soviet Union. There are two nations we'll be focusing on, and that is Russia and Ukraine, obviously. So, Russia is going through this thing called democratization, and its current president at this point in time is Boris Yeltsin. Breaking news, Boris Yeltsin is a terrible president. Like, absolutely terrible. Like, genuinely awful. Not only was Boris Yeltsin a terrible president, but he was also a drunk, so it was kind of a bad image for Russia to have a drunk as their president. So they wanted to get him out of there quickly. But before they could get him out of there, he just straight up died. Yeah, he just straight up died. Alcohol poisoning, I think. So after Yeltsin is dead, they hold this election in 2000, right? And one of the people in this election is a man known as Vladimir Putin, who is a part of the KGB, and he's also the heir to Yeltsin. The political heir to Yeltsin. This ain't like a monarchy or something like that. No. Russia was done with monarchies at this point. Putin ends up winning the election, which, not really good thing for Russia, knowing what happens next, but whatever, we're not talking about that yet. Anyways, Putin starts to spread through Russia this sentiment that the days of the Soviet Union were glorious, and that they need to be brought back, right? That includes unifying the territories of the Soviet Union under Russian and only Russian control. This is when Ukraine comes into the picture. You see, Ukraine at this point was following a sort of similar path to Russia. They had a corrupt leader, a corrupt government, and a corrupt governmental system as well. They were essentially an oligarchy, which is basically a bunch of rich people controlling everything from behind the scenes. It kind of sucks. Yeah. Anyway, so in 2014, people of Ukraine are pissed. They are mad. Why are they mad, you're wondering? Well, it's real simple. So their leader is pro-Russian, like 100% pro-Russian. I don't even think he was Ukrainian himself. Anyways, yeah, he's pro-Russian, and he cancels this deal that they were gonna have with the European Union. And yeah, it didn't really end well. He canceled the deal, and people were mad about this. They were really mad. So the Ukrainian people revolt against the government, right? There's this whole revolt, and while that's happening, the Congress of Ukraine kicks the pro-Russian leader out. He's out. He's gone. He runs to Russia. No surprise there. But at the same time, guess what's happening? Russia is invading Crimea. Yeah, that's right. Russia at this moment is also spewing pro-Russian propaganda in the Donbass region. This region right around. They're spewing that around, and it tricks the people there into believing that the region has always been Russian, and so they try to break away from Ukraine. This ends up starting the war in Donbass, which continued up until 2022. Can you guess why it ended in 2022? Yeah, we're almost there. We're almost to the big stuff. Looks like you could use some help from the big boss of hell himself. Check it out, he's going reviews on Yelp. Blast toss ball is greater than great. Or with the punch of a pentagram. A whop and boom, I like I say. Between 2014 and 2022, Russia is building its military forces along the Ukrainian border. People are noticing. Ukraine's noticing, Europe's noticing, the Americans are noticing, and Russia's trying to play it off as, they're just military exercises, they're just preventing the conflict from spreading to them, when they started the conflict in the first place, but whatever. And now we're here in 2022, February. You know what happens? I know what happens. We all knew what happened. We were there when it happened. Anyways, so basically, Russia sends its forces into eastern Ukraine. Why? Quote-unquote, special military operation. This is basically code word for nationalist invasion. At the start of the war, Russia's doing pretty good. They actually, push all the way to Kiev as soon as the war starts. But they're pushed out. They're pushed out of Kiev, and they're essentially pushed all the way back to eastern Ukraine. Because at this point in the war, they only occupy, bits of eastern Ukraine. As of now, in 2024, the war is essentially in a World War I style stalemate. No side can push, and they can only defend, essentially. Which, it's not really good if you know how World War I ended, but whatever. Anyways, that's all I have for now. Tune in next time on the next edition of Darkness's History Show. We are never doing something like this ever again. Oh! Hi, this is right after making this video. I am never doing anything like this again. I am extremely tired, and I never want to make a video like this ever again. Okay. I hope you enjoyed and stuff, whatever. Good night.